Hello, I'm the Picking Pythagorean, and this is the Myers Method of Music. Major scales, how to build them, and how they work. We are going to start by writing out all the notes that exist in the 12-tone chromatic scale using only sharps and starting on C. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C. Notice that some notes have extra notes that have a sharp behind them. So for C, we get two notes, a C and a C sharp. For D, we get the notes D and D sharp. But when we get to E, there is only one note, E, no E sharp. Why is that? Let's look at a piano. Maybe that will help us. Okay, so I see a bunch of white and black keys, and I know that the white keys are regular notes, C and D, and that the black keys are the sharps, C sharp, D sharp. So let's try to find E and see if there is an E sharp key. Here's the E key, and there is no black key after it, just another white key. If there's a C sharp black key and a D sharp black key, why is there no E sharp black key? The answer has to do with how a major scale is built. For that, we use the major scale formula. But to talk about the major scale formula, we have to first look at whole and half steps. Whole and half steps. We break notes up into whole and half steps to make it easier to understand the system. A whole step is equal to 2 half steps. If we are playing a C note and the person wants us to go up a whole step, we simply move up 2 half steps on our chromatic scale, C, C sharp to D. So a D note is a whole step away from a C note, while a C sharp is only a half step away. This is how we create a formula for creating a major scale. The formula looks like this: 1, 1, 1 half, 1, 1, 1, 1 half. Or whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, which we write like this sometimes as well: WWH, WWWH. Whoa, that looks complicated. It's really not that bad. Let's just try to make a C scale with it. We all know that a C scale has no sharps or flats and that it is made up of all white keys, so let's see if that works with our formula. And we'll use our trusty piano to help us count the steps. A C note is here. Our formula has a 1 at the beginning, which equals a whole step, so we move up the piano 2 half steps from C to C sharp, half step, then C sharp to D, another half step. So D is our next note, and we know the C major scale is all white keys, so we know this is correct. Let's search for our next note. The formula now says that we have to move up another whole step, so 2 half steps again. From D to D sharp, half step. From D sharp to E, half step. So E is our new note. C is the starting note, then we move up 1 whole step as the formula says and we get D, then another whole step and we get E. Brilliant! But now the formula says for our next note we are going to go up a half step. Won't this put us on a black key, which we know isn't in the key of C? Let's find out. Here's our note E, and we move up 1 half step, and look, there's no black key there. It's like the makers of this piano knew that a C major scale only had a half step jump between E and F, and that is exactly what happened. In our chromatic scale, there is no note for an E sharp. Look for yourself. Between E and F, there is no note. So, if you ever see an E sharp in written music, it simply means to play the F note because a true E sharp does not exist. If we continue on building our scale, we will see this happen again. So we now have the first part of our formula solved. 1, 1, 1 half, starting on C, creates the notes C, D, E, and F. Now, we'll work on the second part of the scale to find the rest of the notes. Our remaining formula is 1, 1, 1, 1 half. We are getting pretty good at this whole and half step thing, so we'll move a little faster. From an F to an F sharp is our first half step, and from F sharp to G is our next half step. So 1 whole step up from an F note is a G note. Up 2 half steps from G, G to G sharp to A is our next whole step. So A is the next note. Same thing again, 2 half steps A to A sharp to B, B is our next note. And now we come to the end of the formula and our final half step, from B to C. Notice that the piano has no black key between B and C for this reason. So, our C major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so that was a lot of information on how to create a scale. The only thing to really take away and memorize is what half and whole steps are in music, which I think you probably understand by now. If not, rewatch this video and you'll get it. And also the formula for creating a major scale. 1, 1, 1/2, 1, 1, 1, 1/2. With this formula, you can create any major scale. Just start on the first note of the scale and apply the formula. So, if you wanted to create a G major scale, you would simply start on G and apply the formula like this. From G to A is a 1, or whole step. From A to B is a 1, or whole step. From B to C is a 1/2, or half step. From C to D is a 1, or whole step. From D to E is a 1, or whole step. From E to F sharp is a 1, or whole step. And from F sharp to G is a 1/2, or half step. So, a G major scale is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. Notice that the F sharp only exists so we can play in the key of G. If we always played in the key of C, we wouldn't need the F sharp. Now, of course, this is only true in the most basic explanation of music theory. As you study more, you will understand more about notes that are not in the key. But for now, what you want to understand is that all major scales are built the same. So technically, all major scales are identical. If you play a melody like the opening to a little night music in C, and then you play it again in G, it sounds the same. This is because the pattern is the same and only the pitch has changed. So, a little night music in C is the same as a little night music in G, except that in G the overall pitch of the notes is lower. So major scales are not a bunch of different scales to be randomly memorized. They are exact replicas of one another at different pitches. Once you understand how C major works, you understand them all.